Hey everybody. So a few months back, I found a model based on ICT trading strategy and I started using it for my swing trades and the results were astonishing within few days. Then I thought, is it just pure luck or is the strategy really working? So I started backtesting the strategy and applied it on all the previous and recent moves of Bitcoin and forex and in over 90% of the cases this strategy really worked. Then I backtested the strategy specifically at those points which were confusing, and choosing a bias at those points was difficult for me. And this strategy worked perfectly there too. So today I will show you the structure, and then the interesting part will be backtesting the structure in this video. So if you are serious about becoming a good trader, this structure and this price action is all you need. Watch this, study it by yourself, and then trade using this strategy. You will see a clear difference in your P&L within few days. Of course, if you master this strategy, then. So I will be using few terminologies in this lecture. Let's just quickly go through it, and then we will come to the strategy. Okay, so I will be using market structure break. So what is market structure break? So if a market is moving in one direction and then suddenly in an important point the structure breaks and the market reverses, this is called market structure break. One is of course breakout structure, but we use breakout structure for the move in the same direction, like the structure breaks in the same direction. Okay, so we will use market structure break here. And the breakout structure, it's clear now the difference. The breakout structure is the structure break in the same direction, and the market structure break is the breakout structure in the opposite direction. Okay, so the next terminology is fair value gap. I will be using fair value gap. So fair value gap is the gap between this uh, downward part of this wick and the upward part of this wick. Okay, so this region, this is the fair value gap. Okay, you can see this on many points. You can see the gap between this part of the wick and this part. Okay, so this is your fair value gap. You can find it everywhere. You can see the gap between this candle, this candle. This is your fair value gaps. So we will be using fair value gap. Also, I will be drawing 0.5 fib line, and I will be drawing it from the top to bottom like this. So this is our 0.5 fib line. And liquidity. So liquidity is an important level where there are many buyers or sellers. Like you need sellers to buy something. So there are some important points where big institutions sell or close their trades or buy trades. So that those levels are usually at the support and the resistance point. Like this is the support. So this is your point of liquidity also, and this is now the resistance. So this is the point of the liquidity. So the support and the resistance points are usually the liquidity levels too. Okay, so these are the few terminologies that we will be using. Let me remove this. Okay, so we will discuss our structure now, and then we will backtest the structure. In this video I will backtest it with Bitcoin chart, and in my next video I will backtest this strategy or this pattern on forex too. Okay, so in this chart we get a pump or a dump on 4 hour. We use 4 hour and 15 minutes. So let's suppose you get a pump like this on the 4 hour, then you get a top and it comes down, then again it goes up. Okay, and it sweeps this level. We call it the sweep of the liquidity, or we say the buy side liquidity has been taken. So let's suppose you get a structure like this. Then what you do is you shift to 15 minute. Like you get the structure on the 4 hour, and then you shift to 15 minute and you study only this leg. Okay, so in 15-minute chart this structure will look something like this. You will get swing low and then it will go up. Okay, so on 15-minute this structure will look something like this. So what you have to do is you have to mark the last swing low before sweeping that high. Okay, this was the last swing low before sweeping this previous high. So we mark this swing low, and once the price comes down, okay, and it closes below here, then this is the point where we get the market structure shift. Okay, this is your point of market structure break. Let me write it. Okay, so this is your point. Now what you do is you open your the fib levels, and you draw the fib levels from the top to this bottom. Okay, then you mark the 0.5 fib level on your chart like this, and once the price goes up to that 0.5 fib level, that's where you short the market, and then it comes down, and your target will be the swing low of this 4 hour. Okay, so that's the bear structure. And also the bull structure looks something like this. You get a low, then it pumps, then you get the sell side liquidity. Okay, and then you shift to 15 minute. On 15 minute, this leg will look something like this. Okay, and once it closes below this and it goes up to 0.5 or goes down to 0.5 fib level, you short it to that down leg, to that swing low. Now this was the bear structure and this was the bull structure. Now I will backtest the structure on this Bitcoin chart, and you will be amazed to see how perfectly it works. I am specifically discussing this area, this one, because this was the most confusing pattern and all the big traders were confused. They were all afraid that the market will dump, like it will go towards 10k or 12k. But I used this structure and it worked perfectly for me. So here you can see the market came down. Okay, you got a swing low that we just discussed. Let me draw the structure again, something like this. Okay, so we got this leg here. You can see this was the first leg, then we got the second leg. Okay, now in the third leg we got the sweep. Okay, so this is our third leg, this one. And if you see at 15 minute, you get something like this. Okay, 15 minute it will look like this. I'm not shifting to 15 minute because I will draw the whole chart again then. Okay, on 15 minute it will look something like this. So we got this leg, and this leg. Now if it closes above that last swing high before forming this low, the market structure will break to the upside. So we got that close above this swing high, that last swing high before making this low, you can see. So the next step will be drawing the fib levels from the bottom to this top. Okay, this is your 0.5 fib level. So you can see the next leg, it came down to 0.5 fib level, and see you got the pump to that swing high, that last 4-hour swing high. You can see how perfectly this structure worked for you. So this is your bullish case. Now we will discuss that bearish structure. Okay, so here now let me draw that structure first. Okay. Okay, so you got this leg. Okay, then you got this low, you got that sweep, you got this low. So these are your first legs, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So you got the sweep of these lows. Okay, now you should draw your 0.5 fib levels. So this was your 0.5 fib level. Okay, so once the price goes above it, you can short, and your target will be these swing lows towards 23k or 24k. Okay, so you will get something like this. All the legs will be perfectly completed. It has still not happened yet, but I'm expecting this downward move based on this structure. Okay, So I backtested the structure for you, and also I predicted the next move. You can see we got the sweep of these levels, the buy side liquidity has been taken, the structure has broken to the downside, 0.55 level has been tested, now it has to come down. So you can use the strategy for your swing trades. You will find it everywhere on your Bitcoin chart and in forex chart. I backtested at this point. You can check then the rest of the chart by yourself. You can study it, and if you use it for a few days, you will see the difference in your P&L. Yeah, so if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. Thank you guys.